Hey, babe, and welcome back to the podcast. Today, I have another very special guest coming on. So, I would like to let Cody introduce himself right now.
Hi, my name's Cody. I live in Utah currently, and I am in recovery from an eating disorder.
Okay, I have a couple questions for you, Cody. Is that
Okay.
okay?
Yeah.
How are you today?
I'm good. A little busy and a little tired, but I'm doing well.
What did you get up to today?
I have been working on my grad school applications and just resting a little bit. So I got some self-care in, and then in a little bit, I'm going to do a paper and then go to the soccer game that my school is having tonight.
Oh, wow. What are you going to grad school for?
I'd like to be a clinical mental health counselor to help others that struggle with kind of some of the things that I struggled with growing up.
That's so cool. I love that. Um, did you get outside today?
I did, and it is actually a lot more beautiful than I thought it was going to be. It was raining really, really hard yesterday, so the sun's out, and it feels nice.
I think we got all your rain in Toronto today because it just poured all day. Did you get something to eat today?
I have had something to eat, and then after the podcast is over, I will eat dinner.
What did you eat today?
I had Uncrustables, and I had some chips, and I had some cereal this morning.
And what are you having for dinner?
Uncrustables and fruit snacks with the Pop Tart on the side.
Pop Tart on the side. Did you drink some water?
I did. I've got some water right next to me right now.
Did you drink enough water?
Probably not, but little steps, step by step.
Little steps. Did you get your coffee today?
I didn't. Normally I get it from the school, so Monday through Friday is super easy, but I was relaxing in bed and didn't want to go to Starbucks.
Okay, well, that's a good excuse to not get your coffee. Um, how are you, how are you doing in general?
Um, Recovery's been kind of a struggle. I'm about to hit my year mark from entering treatment, so I have a lot of emotions kind of going around, and remembering kind of having to put my life on pause and then just, trying to stay recovered um, as I go through this really, really difficult time with applying and interviewing.
Mhm.
Um, and I don't really have any family support or a lot of friends, so I'm lonely a lot. Not because like I'm a terrible person or anything, but like I'm pretty introverted, um, and I just don't really have many people around. So it can get lonely sometimes.
Well, congratulations on almost hitting your 1 year. That is a huge accomplishment. What are some strategies that you've picked up over the course of this year in recovery?
I think the number one strategy is to be compassionate with myself, and take the little wins. I don't have to go from, having an eating disorder to completely recovered the next day. Um, and then also, journaling has helped a lot. Um, and then just remembering how far I've come, and that my turning point one night in inpatient was when it took me like 15 minutes to eat a cheese stick, and I just like bawled out. So a lot of times I kind of just think back to those moments and realize that I'm doing okay.
Yeah, it's always the little steps. And something that I love to do is look back at a year or 2 or 5 years ago and see how much I've improved and how much I've progressed. Um, that's definitely an amazing step, and it shows you how strong you are and how you're constantly changing and evolving. Is there a comfort food that you particularly enjoy?
Um, Probably coffee, to be honest.
Coffee. It's my comfort food too, even though it's not
Um,
really a food, but
right. I mean, I eat Uncrustables a lot, so maybe I should be a sponsor for them. But outside of that, coffee.
yeah. Have you ever tried, how was your experience in inpatient?
At the very beginning, it was really difficult. Well, let me start with getting to inpatient. So I go by they, them pronouns, but I appear as a male. And so the amount of inpatients that I was eligible for were very little, because there's not a lot of inpatients that take men per se, in the country, even though I live 10 minutes away from like a world-class eating disorder center, which was really kind of a bum. So I had to fly to California, and I went to Reasons Eating Disorder Recovery in LA. Um, and once I built a connection with my therapist, I really started the hard work. And I think the biggest hurdle I had to come over was allowing myself to feel my emotions for the first time, and it was really, really hard. Still a work in progress.
I was in Raisins. I
No
was in
way.
Raisins 3 weeks ago.
Dang. Um, well, Goldie was my therapist
I know
when I
her.
was when I was there. The little connections.
That's so funny. That's such a coincidence. Um, but yeah, inpatient can be extremely stressful. I went in and it's a hard thing because I always thought of myself as okay. I'm stable for the most part. And being in there, I'm like, I'm not crazy.
Yeah.
I don't need to be in an inpatient facility. But as I progressed and as I stayed in there, I came to realize that everyone's not crazy. It's
Yeah, I
just, you gotta be in there.
I think for me, like obviously it was really, really difficult going to the cafe at the beginning and just, having the locked gates and stuff. It was especially having been on the other side as a mental health worker and then being the patient, it was kind of a humbling experience. But um, the people that you're with, definitely make it easier, and table games for sure.
Um, how did that change your outlook on being a mental health worker now?
Um, I think having been in treatment so recently, um, I'm able to empathize even more with the teenagers that I work with. Obviously, they don't know because boundaries, but being able um, to just really be like, I get it because I was there. And I mean, I don't know, it just helps.
Yeah, that's amazing. It must be so rewarding to have the opportunity to help these teenagers going through very similar situations and having the ability to empathize.
I love it, and I think I'm drawn to, the harder side of mental health, kids with BPD, and a lot of early childhood trauma, because I didn't have anyone there for me when I was growing up. And so I don't know, my path has kind of led me to be there for others.
That's amazing. It shows how compassionate you are. Trauma can make us compassionate people and it can make us feel things more and it can make, you know, with all the struggles it brings, it also brings a lot of compassion for other people and understanding.
Yeah, and I think compassion too, like on the days where we're not super depressed, for just being able to wake up and, smell the flowers and see the sunsets. It makes you appreciate it a little bit more, I feel like.
Yeah. Well, anyway, it was so great to have you on my podcast today. This was such an interesting discussion, And what a crazy coincidence we were both at the same place. Um, but yeah, thank you everyone for watching. And Cody, do you have any last words for anyone?
I just think continue to obviously listen to Maddie's podcast and her TikTok because she has definitely helped me with her Hey Babes in the morning. And just, be compassionate with yourself. It's a journey and it's a process. So you got this.
Thank you so much, Cody, and thank you so much for everyone to for listening. And I hope to see you in the next episode. Thank you.